Hyperfund promoted by a German mayor? Now, before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click that bell icon so every time we make a new video, you'll be notified right away. And also in the description box below and first pinned comment, I have 2 steps. Step 1, visit my website, themillionairedrive.com. If you'll learn how to build a profitable business online, step by step, over the shoulder with one-on-one mentoring. This is exactly what I've been doing for the last 7 years to build multiple 6- and 7-figure income streams online. And now we want to teach everyone, people like you, on how to do the same, right? To build income streams. And obviously it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you're set up and going, it can be life-changing. So visit themillionairedrive.com if you want to learn how to do that step by step. Just drop your best email address and I'll send you that free information over. And step 2 is join my Facebook group where I provide a ton of value. All you have to do is answer 3 questions and I will approve you. This is hot off the press in Germany. Press Portal. So this is one of Germany's news outlets. And this is crazy that this kind of information is even out there. But it looks like the German mayor has been secretly promoting Hyperfund, which is insane. I don't know why any politician would get involved with this. So this is what the headline says. Hyperfund, or the dream of big money, how a local politician from Palatinate advertises a dubious crypto investment. So this is not good on this guy. So basically what he was doing was he was privately telling everybody that join this thing, Hyperfund, and you can get a return up to 200%. So many people are saying that Hyperfund is not about returns. I mean, I saw a lot of their marketing material that showed that. And also, why are people promoting it as an investment opportunity? So this German mayor here said that you could get up to 200%. So the SR research team investigated just to look into what this whole thing was about, because, you know, a German mayor is promoting this thing. So what they their conclusion was Hyperfund could be an illegal pyramid scheme in which investors end up losing their money. So that's what they came up with. So what they are saying is the business model itself, the investors should recruit as many more people as possible who in turn put money in Hyperfund. The SR has statements from people who have paid in money mainly because of the trustworthiness of this local politician. His office is in Palatinate. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest, because it's in Germany. And this was actually translated from German to English, so it might sound a little funny. Anyway, local mayor apparently played a role for these individuals to build trust with them and ask them to join this thing. And well, this SR team here decided to run this by a bunch of lawyers in Germany. So they got into lawyers and they pretty much say the same thing. It's dubious. So financial expert Thomas Butler from Saarland Consumer Center has watched a few webinars. So these guys been on a few webinars. From his point of view, everything remains pretty unclear. What he wanted to know was how are they paying this capital? How are they doubling and tripling it? The contract that investors conclude with Hyperfund alone is extremely problematic. It does not contain any repayment obligation. That just means you don't have to reinvest constantly. I mean, I don't know if that's a problem. That's it should be up to you, really. Also, they have an issue with the fact that this Australian company, Hyperfund, Australian apparently, has no representation in Germany. So that alone, he was saying that that's problematic for German investors. So there's a bunch of other lawyers who got in looking at this thing. Another specialist lawyer for capital market law sees it that way as well. And he concluded that the liability is very high and does not correspond to German law. All right. So he's saying it's not following the rules pretty much. And his point of view, he still couldn't understand how Hyperfund generates the income which the return is paid. So they can talk, Hyperfund can talk about how they're producing their returns, but if they're not actually showing live evidence and actual financial audits to show that they are profitable, their returns are profitable, there should be a third-party audit. And when you're usually registered with securities regulators, they look for these. That's the whole thing, right? If these guys are not screwing anyone over. Another lawyer, Patrick Wilson, basically concluded the same thing. Hyperfund, so their problem is Hyperfund lists a bunch of business models, right? They're saying this is how we do things, but they couldn't find reliable information on what is really going on. That is the problem. You can talk about it, but there's no proof about it. That's the issue they're having, these lawyers. These are lawyers, okay? Not some rando people. Like, yeah, I bust scams, but I'm still not a lawyer. I just know what to look for because I've been doing it for a long time. So that is the issue here. There's like I've been saying, you know, you talk about all this stuff, but you have to prove it. And if they were actually registered with a financial regulator, for example, in Germany, I think it's the BaFin, it would have been different. Then they will have to give audits. They'll have to actually show that, yes, we are doing it, and this is how we're doing. This is how we are generating these returns. So this is a big problem in Germany now. Now there's an investigation going on. BaFin is looking at it now because this is a problem. They're not being very transparent on how they're generating their returns, which I had an issue with. If they could just show me how they did it, you know, that'd be awesome. Also, the Australian company responsible for Hyperfund did not respond to SR's request. So SR here reached out to them, the research team, but they did not say anything, did not respond. I mean, that's not a good look. If they have nothing to hide, they would respond. So just looking at this whole thing, all the lawyers are concluding that, you know, this is high risk and this system eventually will collapse at some point, and that's the problem they're having. You know, this is what they're seeing. They're seeing recruitment. They're not seeing any evidence of external revenue, and they're saying that eventually this thing is going to go under. And also, the Australian company Hyperfund is not responding to any requests made by them. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to the actual mayor himself, but so now the Financial Supervisory Authority, BaFin, is starting to investigate. So this might trigger something because now it's an investigation. It's not a warning. You know, all those fraud warnings I've been talking about. Now it's an actual investigation, which is going to be a big deal because once a regulator investigates, others are going to follow suit and there's going to be big problems. So anyway, this is the latest news, Hyperfund news. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? I'll link this blog, or actually this article, in the description below so you can take a look. You will have to click on the English translation so it'll make sense to you. Unless you're German, then go right ahead. But anyway, that's it for this news. And just, again, if you're invested, be careful. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click that bell icon so every time I bring out a new video, you'll be notified right away. And yeah, make sure you please share this video everywhere because a lot of people are not getting it. A lot of their affiliates are commenting on my videos saying how I'm pretty much don't know what I'm talking about. But the fact is this. They're getting a lot of fraud warnings, and now a German financial regulator is actually investigating them. So explain that one, Mr. and Mrs. affiliates of Hyperfund that keep trolling me. So explain that one now. Now they're investigating. Like, who's wrong here? Am I wrong, or are you guys wrong? Or the whole world wrong because they're getting all these fraud warnings? Or the world is after Hyperfund now. Like what Mirror Trading International is saying. The world is after us. The Illuminati is after us. We're trying to bust the financial system and they are getting us. So Hyperfund, I don't know. Are you guys making that same excuse as Mirror Trading International? Question mark. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, whatever your opinions are. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this so far. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, buddy.